team that's been extremely active over the past few days. They've been making moves, and I actually think that they've walked away as one of the biggest winners of the NBA trade deadline this season. What's up, y'all? It's JC. If you're new, welcome to the channel. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. Road to 10K, so if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that sub button. I appreciate you. As we know, there's been a bunch of moves, some involving some big names prior to the NBA trade deadline, and a team that's been extremely active over the past few days. They've been making moves, and I actually think that they've walked away as one of the biggest winners of the NBA trade deadline this season. Yes, I'm talking about the Washington Wizards. Now, of course, they have the worst record in the league currently at 9-41. The team is currently in a rebuilding stage, and when the writing is on the wall that the team will more than likely finish with a bottom 5 record, it makes the most sense to flip your veterans who are seen as assets by other teams around the league, guys who can help them make a playoff push. It makes sense to flip them into draft compensation and also get younger guys out of them. And that's exactly what the Wizards front office did. So I tip my cap to Will Dawkins and those guys. The most notable trade was with the Bucks. Milwaukee sent Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, and a pick swap to Washington for Kyle Kuzma, PBJ, and second-round draft compensation. Now, the main focus of this trade was Kuzma essentially being the third guy to go alongside Giannis and Dame. Now, initially when this trade went down, a lot of people had speculations about a Chris Middleton buyout, but the Wizards have came out. There have been reports that they plan on keeping Middleton, but I don't see Middleton being a part of the team's long-term plan, so I can see him being traded this offseason or really just any time prior to next season's NBA trade deadline. And they do get AJ Johnson, who was the 23rd overall pick in this past NBA draft. 6'4" guard, super athletic, 20 years old, slight frame, but I'm sure he'll fill in as time goes. Now he gets to get some real NBA playing time. You know, with the Bucks, they had him down in the G League, but now there's going to be space for him, you know, to get some real burn. Another trade that was made by the Wiz, they sent Jonas Valanciunas to the Kings in exchange for CD Sissoko and 2 second-round picks. Again, the formula, like I mentioned before, they trade a vet, stock up on picks, and get a young player. On to the next Wiz trade. They send Jared Butler and 4 future second-round picks to the Sixers for Reggie Jackson and a future first-round pick. And again, right here, I think this is a win for the Wizards. You know, Jared Butler, I think his ceiling is a solid rotational guy, somebody who comes off the bench, and they basically flipped him into a future first-round pick. And then the final move that the Wiz made, they were involved in a 3-team deal. They received Marcus Smart, Kobe Jones, Alex Len, and a 2025 first-round pick. The Kings received Jake LaRavia. The Grizzlies received Marvin Bagley III, Johnny Davis, and a 2028 second-round pick. And again, the big get in this deal, in my opinion, is that 2025 first-round pick. The Wiz were able to stock up on draft compensation. They got a couple young guys as well. Things that you need to do when you're in the rebuilding stage. And it wouldn't surprise me if Reggie Jackson, Alex Len, Marcus Smart, if any of those guys were bought out. But yeah, man, I tip my cap to the Wiz front office and the moves that they made. And we can be real, the team has punted on the season. They're in position right now where they are more than likely going to have a top 5 pick in this upcoming NBA draft. And the top 5 prospects look promising. They're looking like franchise changers. So we'll see how things play out in the offseason. But I want to hear from y'all in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on all of the Wizards moves that they made prior to the NBA trade deadline.